The Three Witches by Daniela Vasco and Isabella Arteaga.
Treacherous, dangerous, foul. With their lanky white hair and their glinting pale faces, the witches went around causing chaos and misery to all. It's what they always did. They enjoyed it. It filled their faces with delight, their eyes lighted up, and their yellow incomplete set of teeth formed into a smile. Chanting, "Fair is foul and foul is fair," they traveled around Scotland looking for a new victim. Lately, they found it fun to mess with royalty. King Duncan was dead, Macbeth was dead, and soon Malcolm would be dead too. There was a young boy waiting to be messed with. He was innocent, but not for long. Fleance, son of Banquo, was next to become king, and the witches wanted to make sure he knew about it.
Sisters, sisters, come around. Scotland has been still up much long. It's been a week since both have killed Macbeth, and things are getting much lower. It's time to act on such plans,
cried one of them.
You're right, we need to get on with that.
Shrieked excitedly another one.
Tomorrow before the sun sets, we must catch him around,
declared the last one. They were close to where Fleance was hiding. He had been taken into a home near the woods soon after Banquo was killed. As soon as they got there, one of them knocked her thin, hard knuckles against the door, and a woman holding a child greeted her.
we must speak to Fleance.
Squeaked one of the witches, giving the woman a terrifying grin. Without saying a word, the woman moved away from the door with a horrified look. One by one, the witches stepped into the house.
Fleance.
They all called.
He's in his room.
Stuttered the woman as she pointed down the corridor. The witches laughed and skipped excitedly towards the room. They found the dark-haired boy sitting in his bed, sobbing silently with his hands hiding his face. The witches were delighted by the scene they were witnessing, as they loved seeing humans suffer. One of them even whispered if they could stand still for a while and continue to watch the boy cry, but another rolled her eyes and spoke up. They had no time to waste.
Fleance, son of Banquo, just halfway. There's no reason to run. We compliments.
The boy, who just now noticed the three unpleasant creatures next to his door, jumped back and hit his head against the headboard of his bed. The witches cackled at this, and Fleance snapped back at them.
Who do you think you are, coming into my room and laughing at my despair?
Who do you think we are? We are the Three Witches, and we are here. We produced by your son Banquo, so don't fret. Yes, yes,
Chimed in one of them.
you must be the next king. We must prepare you for it.
King? What do you mean? There is no way I could be king.
Fleance frowned in confusion, and the witches could see they were not being taken seriously.
Did you ever figure out who killed your brother?
Fleance was taken aback by the question. His eyes were filled with anger and sorrow, and for a moment they were blank. He had lost himself in a sea of thoughts. One of the witches secretly felt bad for Fleance. He was young and he had to deal with his father's death, but her thirst for chaos was stronger, and thinking about this had given her an idea.
We know who did it, and even better, who sent for them to do it.
Speak if you know. Stop with this torture.
No, everything in its time. There was a king.
A king? King Malcolm?
Fleance's face showed hurt and betrayal. The witches looked at each other and smiled. He had fallen into the trap. The boy got up, he walked, he cried, he punched the wall. His emotions were running wild, and there was nothing he could do, except one thing.
He must pay.
Fleance muttered, his whole body faintly shaking. The very next day, Fleance left his home in the woods behind and traveled to the castle where Malcolm reigned with the sole purpose of making him pay for the death of his father. Rage quickly replaced the sadness within him that came along with grief. Nothing could stop him now. After a long day of travel, Fleance arrived to the kingdom. He found himself in the front of the wooden gates that led to the castle. This is where his size played an advantage. He was able to maneuver his way between the wooden planks holes and go unnoticed through the guarded hallways. He finally reached the king's bedroom and was surprised to find the door wide open and King Malcolm pondering at his desk, writing under the dim lights of dusk.
Okay, this is it.
Fleance whispered as he remembered what the witches told him. His right hand, the one that held his father's old dagger, was shaking uncontrollably. He took deep breaths in an attempt to regulate his heartbeat and stop the unrelenting sweats. With absolutely no hesitation, Fleance crept up behind Malcolm. He was so close to him that he could smell his breath and hear what would soon be his last heartbeats.
This is for my father,
he shouted as he reached around and dug the dagger deep into Malcolm's chest. That one stab immobilized him as his limping body hit the perfectly conserved wooden floor. Fleance repeated his stabbing motion until all the light had left Malcolm's eyes. He didn't feel remorse or guilt. He felt that his father would have been proud. Soon after, Fleance was crowned king, and the malice he felt when he killed Malcolm never went away. Something had cracked deep inside him, and he reigned with spite and hatred, always looking for solutions with violence and war. No one ever witnessed Fleance showcase any type of emotion that was not anger. He resolved simple disputes among commoners by making them fight to death, publicly hanging anyone who ever went against him or questions his motives. One late night, when Fleance was already fast asleep, a few commoners got together to plot the death of the king who had become a violent tyrant.
We have to kill him, for we know he'll never renounce to the throne,
spoke one of the commoners.
I agree, but how would we do it? He has guards surrounding him all the time,
replied another.
We will get the wards on board. God knows not even they can stand King Fleance. His death will benefit us all.
With this plan in mind, the commoners and the royal guard united in the unusual plot against the king. That same night, 4 armed guards went into the king's bedroom, the same room Fleance had once killed Malcolm in, and took him by his limbs to the patio where the whole town was awaiting his death. Then they proceeded to kill him at the stake, for everyone to see. The witches were satisfied and shamelessly proud of all the misery, suffering, and chaos they had caused. They laughed and even cried inly as they saw the violent death and heartbreaking screams of the once innocent boy. But now, with Fleance's death, their fun was over, and it was time to start again.
So what next?
One of them asked.
Well, we have to repair its victim of course.
Replied another.
I wonder which vile human should we destroy next.
Pondered the last witch as all 3 of them rubbed their chins in the dim light of their cave and thought about their next possible prey.
The end.